Rule 607 Charging. Charging is the action where a player takes more than two strides or travels an excessive distance to accelerate through a body check for the purpose of punishing the opponent. This includes skating or leaving one's feet, jumping into the opponent to deliver a check, accelerating through a check for the purpose of punishing the opponent, or skating a great distance for the purpose of delivering a check with excessive force. The onus is on the player delivering the check to avoid placing a vulnerable player or defenseless opponent in danger or potential injury. A minor plus a misconduct or a major plus a game misconduct penalty shall be assessed for charging an opponent. A major penalty plus game misconduct penalty shall be assessed to any player who recklessly endangers an opponent as a result of charging. A minor plus a misconduct or a major plus a game misconduct penalty shall be assessed to a player who body checks or charges a goalkeeper while the goalkeeper is within the goal crease or privileged area. D. A goalkeeper is not fair game because they are outside of the privileged area. A penalty for interference or charging shall be called in every case where an opposing player makes unnecessary contact with a goalkeeper. Likewise, referees should be alert to penalize goalkeepers for any infractions they commit in the vicinity of the goal. Note 1. For the purpose of this rule, an accidental or unavoidable contact that occurs with the goalkeeper shall be penalized under the interference rule. Any deliberate body contact or check that is delivered to the goalkeeper shall be penalized as charging. Note 2. The goalkeeper's privileged area is an area outlined by connecting the end zone face-off spots with an imaginary line and an imaginary line from each face-off spot running perpendicular to the end boards. A match penalty for reckless endangerment may also be assessed for charging.
Rule 607, charging a situation 1. A player leaves their feet and jumps at the last second to deliver a body check. Would this be considered charging? Yes. Rule, reference 607. Note: anytime a player jumps in the process of delivering a body check, a charging penalty must be called, even if the contact is still made by the trunk of the body to the trunk of the opponent. The jumping motion provides additional force that is not necessary to deliver a legal body check. Situation 2. A player comes off the bench on a legal line change and sees an unsuspecting opponent skating up the ice with their head down. The player skates across the ice at full speed to deliver a hard body check that punished the player with the puck. Does this qualify as charging? Yes. Rule reference 607. Note: even though the rule is specific to taking more than two fast strides for charging to be called, in some instances, distance traveled with full strides could qualify as charging as well. The key is that the player traveled a great distance at full speed for the purpose of punishing a vulnerable or defenseless opponent and not simply making a good defensive hockey play that attempts to gain possession of the puck. A situation 3, a player delivers a check without taking the two fast strides, but instead accelerates through the check and delivers just as much force as if they had taken two fast strides. Could this be considered charging? Yes, rule reference 607. Note: by accelerating through the check and maximizing the force used, the player is not simply focusing on gaining possession of the puck and instead is attempting to intimidate or punish the opponent. Under the body checking standard of play, this must be penalized under the charging rule. A situation 4, what guidelines should the referee use when determining whether to assess a minor plus misconduct, major plus game misconduct, or match penalty for charging a goalkeeper while in their crease or privileged area? Several factors may come into play when making this determination. Rule reference 607 C, D, and E, the degree of force used to deliver the check, and also the intent of the attacking player must be taken into consideration. If the attacking player is going hard to the goal and then makes an honest attempt to avoid the goalkeeper once it is realized contact is unavoidable, a minor plus misconduct penalty is deemed appropriate. In the case where a defending player has forced the attacking player into their own goalkeeper, no penalty should be assessed, provided the attacking player has clearly made every attempt to avoid the contact with the goalkeeper. However, if the player makes no attempt to avoid the goalkeeper and recklessly endangers the goalkeeper by accelerating through the contact or by extending the arms or dropping the shoulder to deliver the hit, the major plus game misconduct or match penalty option would be the proper call. A situation 5. What guidelines should an official use when assessing a penalty to a player making contact with the goalkeeper while outside of the privileged area? Although a goalkeeper can be legally checked when outside the privileged area, they are not considered to be a fair game. Rule reference 607D. A penalty should be assessed in every instance where unnecessary or avoidable contact is made with the goalkeeper, even when outside the privileged area. When the goalkeeper has possession of the puck, the attacking player is permitted to physically engage with the goalkeeper in an effort to gain possession of the puck. However, any check delivered with the intent to intimidate or punish the goalkeeper should be penalized as charging. When the goalkeeper is no longer in control of the puck, any avoidable contact, meaning the attacking player has sufficient time to avoid the contact, must also be penalized under this rule. A situation 6. Does the goalkeeper's privileged area include the area behind the goal line? Yes. Rule reference 607, D note 2. The goalkeeper's privileged area extends to the closer end boards.